Hey, I'm Veronica Taylor. I'm here with you, Alex. We're at Ranger Stop and Pop in Atlanta. It's pretty awesome.
So cool.
I am a big fan of the Anime Egotists, I have to say. And I also wanted to say from myself and May, you're watching Anime Egotists. And actually, I'm a better trainer than Brendan. Oh, come on, May. A little humility?
And welcome back to the Anime Egotists, where the Pokemon Rangers wouldn't bother trying to save us.
No, they know we can do it ourselves. We always make it out. Somehow.
Yeah, sure. That's the reason. That's the reasoning. My name's Alex, and I'm always nice to the shopkeepers in Grand Theft Auto.
He says that as he takes cover in one of them every single time we play.
Yeah, hey, they said it was okay. I didn't hear any complaints last time.
Yeah, because I didn't come in and end up taking them out by mistake.
Yeah.
And I'm Richard.
That is correct. And welcome back to the podcast. Now, some of you may have noticed we've gotten some Pokemon game news over the past couple of days and even the past couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Now, we didn't do a video about that, our first impressions, so we figured let's do a video on our first impressions and the stuff we got within the last couple of days, because a couple of people have been asking for that, because I think we talked about Pokemon once or twice on this show. I don't know for sure. Never. I don't think so. But in all honesty, these games do look kind of interesting, so we figured let's get into it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I've got a lot of feelings, and it raises some questions about this most recent generation as well, in my opinion. So we'll talk about it all as we go through, I think.
Yeah, that is correct. But before we begin, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, review, all that stuff, because sometimes people don't stay long enough until the end to do it. But do it anyway. But Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, now, there was a lot of talk going into these games that, well, this wasn't going to be a new generation. It was just going to be a new game, like nobody really knew about it. And then it was revealed to be part of Gen 9, so, that was different.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to imagine, but wasn't it 2019 when Sword and Shield came out? Or was it 2020? I can't remember.
2019. It was before the world just went to being more of a mess than usual.
God. So yeah, it's been a long time, and 3 years if that's true. So.
And everybody always says, well, that's the normal amount of time. I'm like, yeah, but time is moving fast now. Time is moving at an insane rate. And some of you might be thinking for me, it's like, well, maybe that's just a case that you really enjoyed Gen 8. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of did. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but we're not here to do Sword and Shield reviews yet. We'll probably do those another time.
Yep. So the first trailer was pretty much just its sneak peek. There wasn't too much revealed. A couple older generation Pokemon were revealed throughout it. It wasn't until the end that we really got the big reveal that they're for their introduction, which was the new starter Pokemon.
Yeah, and I wasn't really huge on them when I first saw them. Now I'm used to them, but for the ones I saw them, I was like, not what I would have gone with.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they evolve into, but again, based on how they did the Legends Arceus, there's a good chance we won't know until the games are out, or only a few days before when they do the end of the demo.
I'm actually okay with that. I actually prefer not knowing what the Pokemon evolves into. It adds an element of mystery to it. I don't like when leaks spoil stuff like that, which they inevitably probably will.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be leaks no matter what. They're always posting new things about this about Pokemon, whether or not they're true. We usually have to wait a while to find out.
Yeah, but not only are there new Pokemon, there are new professors. And let's just get this out of the way. Hey, you can stop thirsting over the professors, guys. Like, come on, like to each their own. But like, I actually care more about the story and stuff like that. People are already being weird about it.
Although I am interested to see what role, since there's two separate professors, and they're getting split between the games, what's actually going to be involved with them.
Yeah, Sado and Turo, right?
Yep.
Yep, and pasado, futuro, it's obviously Spanish, which people have started discussing that apparently these games seem like it's kind of going to be, one game's going to be more about the past and other games going to be about the future. And I'm going to be honest, Scarlet being the past and Violet being the future, I'm going Violet. Violet looks so much cooler.
I can understand that. I like both designs so far. I'm interested to see, as you said, how these are going to be so different. I wonder if it's going to be the black and white level where there are entire cities and areas that are different based on which game you play, because I think those are really the only games that do that sort of thing, where entire cities different.
Yeah, basically. But not to mention, you also have a rival whose name I'm completely blanked on their name.
Let's have a look here real quick.
I was about to say, I really hope you have something, because I don't want dead air of just us doing nothing.
Yeah, it's Nemona. Is Nemona. So Nemona.
Okay, so, and apparently people already love this character, and I'm like, why?
She seems like she's going to be a nice mix rival, just based on the initial text box that we get, where in this case, she seems like she's going to be a bit older than your character. I don't know really much about her other than that, but it seems like she's going to take she is your rival, but she's also your mentor, pretty much, I think, is how it's going to be.
I'm just saying, it seems kind of weird that she seems like a nice person and everybody already likes her, considering the universal rule that apparently if a rival is a nice person, they're bad. But I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I am interested in that gauntlet thing that she was wearing.
Yeah, that was interesting.
So I'm wondering, it looks like it could be a combination of a whole bunch of different things, but I highly doubt that they're bringing everything into one game like everybody wants, because that would just completely destroy the balance if.
Well, they're currently doing it in the anime, but who knows? But Speaking of Pokemon, we always have to talk about this. The starters. First, do you have a list of what the starters are called?
Yes, it's the grass type is Sprigatito, which has, I'm pretty sure Cat is kind of in it. They spread it out, but it's Gato, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
I was about to say I'm the person who speaks Spanish here. Maybe you just leave that part to me.
Yeah, so it's kind of in there. Coco, if I remember correctly, is also alligator or crocodile, something along those lines, which is the fire type starter. And then Quaxley, because ducks quack.
Really? Couldn't pick up on that. It also has a pompadour.
Yep, which was 100% confirmed in the new trailer, and a bit more in the history where I think it's talked about that they use liquid or something to comb their feathers back on the top of their head.
Yeah, and it really, really hates getting its head dirty. But some of you know by this point, with the new generation, I generally always go for the water type, so probably not going to stop me this time.
I really don't know yet. I'm probably going to go with Fuecoco on my end. That's the one I've drawn to the most so far.
You don't seem to get water Pokemon that often, I'm starting to notice.
It depends. I mean, I did, what was Inteleon's starter version. I got that time.
I thought you got another one. Never mind. But that's for the Sword and Shield review. But the starters, they've grown on me since then. I'm still not loving them, but they're fine. They're fine for what they are.
Yeah, they're not my favorites yet, but I think of these baby forms, this is a really good starting point. So yeah. to make my final judgment once I've played and know what each one fully evolves into. I think it'd be really interesting.
That's right, but the game looks a bit different. First of all, some of the textures on the Pokemon, like Seviper and Magnemite in particular, look really solid. Like, they look really good, but there's some other stuff. Like, this isn't the linear Pokemon game we've grown up with, is it?
No, it's been officially announced that this is going to be the first 100% open world Pokemon game. I say 100%, there's probably certain areas that will be restricted to completing a certain number of story events, but for the most part, you'll be able to explore the entire world of this game.
You know, I have heard something along the lines of, I don't remember specifically where they announced it. They said something along the lines of there aren't going to be that many restrictions in terms of stories or orders of stuff you can do. So I'm thinking, okay, if we get gym battles, are we going to be able to do the gyms in any order? Because I'm cool with that, but I don't remember exactly where I read it, so I'm not going to act like it's 100%.
I think I've heard the same thing. I'm thinking like the Pokemon League is going to be restricted to, like, you can't go near it until you have the badges and complete that part of the story. That just makes sense. Now, I guess maybe people who want to try to speedrun the game and get your starter and then run straight to the Pokemon League, you could. But I still think that as soon as you get there, you should be kicked out for not having any gym badges, like the old games.
They just throw you out Fresh Prince style. They just throw you out and your arms are flailing and everything. You just land on the ground. That being said, at the player character, I'm just going to come out and say it. I hate their outfits. I don't like those school uniform type thing. I don't like them.
I can understand that. They are a bit one style. I know they're supposed to be school uniforms, which is the whole point, but I'm hoping that there is more customization. They haven't shown it, so I'm doubting it. You get player customization, but I don't think you're going to get too much outfit customization. Yeah,
they actually have hair for black people this time. It's actually, I got to give them credit for that. That's actually kind of amazing.
Which, where that was revealed, I think we should talk a little bit about that as well.
Okay.
That was the big reveal of there being up to 4-player multiplayer in this game.
You know, I feel I've been asking for this a lot. Like, I've said, you know, it'd be kind of cool to travel in your own group and have your own group of friends throughout your travels. This isn't... I don't really know what to make of this, if I'm being completely honest.
I'm interested to see how they're going to implement it, because the way they kind of showed it is that the 4 players congregated together, then they all went their separate ways. It's like... And then the next thing we see is that they're all in different areas of the map. It's like, well, I mean, that's not exactly everything. I mean, so is it going to be like you all have to stick together and you'll run into more double battles or triple battles in the world if you're traveling like this? Or
yeah,
or is it going to affect the world?
Or something like, because I kind of feel like Sword and Shield would have been a good time to implement this. Like, you were able to make curry with all sorts of people. Like, let's think, okay, I have this recipe for whatever the heck let's just say curry, because that's we might as well just keep saying it. It's like, okay, one person brings this ingredient, another person brings this ingredient, that sort of thing, and everyone can enjoy it together. We can train or practice? Like, we need more information, and it was just that one trailer that they brought up. But at the same time, this game's like 5 months out.
Yeah, 5 months.
November 18th. It's like always right around your birthday, I notice.
Yeah, it's just the normal release day for Pokemon's main series is November, so that they can have it out for Christmas.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, people can buy these for their friends or relatives. I'm just like, no, I'm just getting it the day of.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the thing for me is it. Here's the thing. Like I said, I like the idea of people traveling together, but part of me wonders, are there going to be other people we can do it with, or is it just other player characters around the world?
I have a feeling it's just going to be player characters. They listed... It's hard to tell what they mean by it exactly, because I was watching another video that was talking about they think it's only going to be online, but the way they kind of mention it, it might be local multiplayer as well. It's kind of hard to tell though.
Yeah, to be fair, it was kind of hard to do that in Sword and Shield. Like, people wanted to trade with me and battle with me specifically. It got hard finding them.
Yeah. So, I mean, if what we saw in the game footage is right, it looks like players will actually move regularly rather than kind of teleporting around the map, or suddenly they're moving on a bike twice as fast as you, even though you're on your bike speeding by.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I found what I was talking about. And this is from the actual Pokemon website. So it's they're telling us it's either they're just lying. It's, and I quote, "You can experience a new style of adventure with a world that you're free to explore at your leisure and not in the order dictated by the story." So
Okay.
that's
mean,
interesting.
There's going to probably be some stuff that is still locked behind. I mean, like the Pokemon League, the final boss battles of like the evil team, if there's an evil team this time, whatever. That'll probably be locked behind certain things that you have to do. But other than that, I imagine there won't be too much.
Plot twist: the evil team is Project Mew.
Go watch PokeForAlex's video on that.
I don't know. Oh man, I didn't even watch this video yet. I just meant just in general. That's the plot twist. Turns out they've been evil this whole time. But we also have other Pokemon.
Yeah,
and,
we'll start.
There. Should we just start with everybody's favorite first?
Okay, yeah.
Lechonk.
The perfect name. He's already being worshipped on several meme apps I'm on, so he's this generation's Wooloo.
Yeah, sure. I really don't, like the design is fine. It's fine. I guess.
It's just the name. It's that name. How did that get by?
I don't. I mean, they use hangry mode for Morpeko, so I'm not surprised by anything this time. And everybody's second favorite, Small Live.
Yep, Small Olive. I'm surprised that it took us this long to get an Olive Pokemon, but it makes sense in this generation.
Yeah. Just a little side thing. It'd be kind of cool if, like, we're going to talk about this more in our next Journeys review, but Pokemon, you have certain moves or, like, abilities that make certain ingredients for food. It'd be nice if, like, you could use certain elements of that and help with your cooking. If cooking's going to be in the game, which I think it should be, because I loved making curry and just experimenting and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and I'm interested. So it sounds, just looking through the description with like Smoliv, it sounded like it was going to have like a new ability or something, that its oil is so bitter and astringent that it'll make you flinch. It almost seems like it should have either had, well, it may have a move that we don't know about yet that can cause flinching, or it sounded like that could have been like an ability, like if you make direct contact with it, the next turn you're going to flinch no matter what, or something.
That would be interesting. I could kind of see that. And oddly enough, everybody's least favorite, not because it's bad or anything, but just because the other two are just memes at this point. Paw Me?
Something along those lines. It's the Pikachu clone this generation is our best guess.
And it's used by Nemona, and it's cute.
Yeah, someone did point out that it looks like it could evolve into that Gen 2 beta Pokemon that was supposed to be Raichu's evolution at one point.
Yeah, well, you're talking to me like I actually know what that is.
I just, it was on a video. They're like, maybe they're bringing this that back so that they can give it, because it's a really cool design. I don't remember whose video it was that I watched that on. I'll try to remember and let you know.
Yeah, but we also have our legendary Pokemon, and of course, as we all know, they're different for each game you get. The first one is Koraidon.
That's the best way I would say to pronounce it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know. We don't know yet, and it looks, like I said, somewhat prehistoric. They both look like dragons, basically. Mm-hmm. And yeah, let's just get this out of the way. Yes, they both look like motorcycles. Pokemon battles on motorcycles. We know.
You're going 150 miles an hour. I choose you, Pikachu. Oh, it died.
Oh no. Well, back to that field with all the other Pikachu, the, whatever it was called in the anime.
Oh God, yeah, no, but yeah, someone said, "Oh my God, they're bringing Digimon to Pokemon" when they saw these.
Yeah, and the other one is Miraidon. That's the one for Violet. This one
Mhm.
looks a lot more futuristic and I don't want to say hot. Yeah, just futuristic. They seem to really be leaning into the past and future sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there. I'm sure there's going to be references to something to do with Pokemon Legends Arceus, just because that game has been so popular, and then this has past and future. There's going to be something, at least references to it somehow.
I feel like there have to be because thanks to this and Sword and Shield, and I guess Let's Go, you see the Pokemon roaming around and running around and that sort of thing. And although it doesn't look like they do the Arceus way where you just walk up and you can throw Pokeballs at them, which I'm kind of okay with that. I'm
Mhm.
I'm kind of okay with it that you can walk up and you still battle them. I'm perfectly fine with that still being there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking through. They're both very remind me of one of the Aztec gods. I forgot what the name of it is,
Yeah, I
but
know what you mean.
yeah, that's kind of where the design I think is where it's coming from. So yeah, this is going to be interesting with these two and what's going on. At first, I thought that it's going to be Koraidon is the um, original version, and we're doing a Genesect kind of thing where Miraidon is it resurrected in a new form to just be in the world, thanks to some scientist.
Hey, as long as it's better than the Genesect movie, I'm good. Yeah, but what do you think is going to be the story with the professors? Because if they interact, something tells me it's going to be very similar to a Adamon and Irida from Legends Arceus. Like they might be feuding, which, like I said before in our review, I really didn't enjoy that aspect of the story. So I hope it's something new. I hope it's not just my way is right. No, my way is right. It's just you're both on different. You both have different aspects of it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I could see them going where they're both like the head of the two different schools, and they, by the looks of it, it's hard to tell because of how Pokemon's shot these commercials. They could be that both schools will be in the games because in the trailer when they show the um, like the front gate to what is supposed to be, I guess, the school, they show like the right one for one of them and the left one for the other. So it could be that they share the entrance. You just never know until they actually reveal the games, probably.
You know what they should do for customization? The only customization are just different school uniforms. But it's not like the ones we've been getting. Like they have the jumpsuit from My Hero, they have the jackets from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Just every type of school uniform we've had in anime is a different version of customization of this game. I would flip and love that.
Yeah, that would be nice because I mean, throughout anime, there's just so many and so many that are very popular as well that would be awesome to see.
Yeah, but overall, like, here's the thing: we don't have a whole lot to talk about in terms of this because, admittedly, we still don't have that much. Like I said, we're about 5 months out. This should be when I'm panicking, but I'm not really panicked. Like I said, like 3 years flew by. So to me, it seems weird. And people are saying, "Oh, we only have like 20 or 30 episodes of Journeys left." I'm like, really? And I'm like, oh, that's right. We're watching the dub. That's right.
And in America, because they're way ahead of us in Canada, if I'm not mistaken.
That would be correct. Like it just seems weird because I feel like, as weird as it's going to sound, I feel like Sword and Shield didn't really. I'm not going to say it disappointed or anything because I thoroughly enjoyed it, but it felt like the second the games were out there, like, all right, let's move on. Legends Arceus and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl didn't really do much for people.
It lasted like 5 months before the new game came out, and it's like, okay, I'm done with you.
Yeah, and at this point, they're kind of doing the same with Legends Arceus. They're like, oh, okay, 2 months later, it's like, oh, Scarlet and Violet are coming out. Cool.
Yeah, but at least the games didn't come out. Literally, I think it was Diamond and Pearl came out again in February last year, and then we had it in
November.
So it was this year that we got Legends Arceus, and that was January, right?
Yeah.
So 2 months of that game. And I know that it wasn't created by Pokemon Company itself or Game Freak. It was the other company they pushed it out to, but I mean, they were fun to replay and remember all the fun stuff that I used to do in those games.
Yeah, and like I said, I kind of feel like it was just. I kept saying appetizer, but I actually meant a palate cleanser for Legends Arceus, because I don't know too many people who are like, man, Legends Arceus looks okay, but I want those Diamond and Pearl remakes. Like, nobody said that. It was always the other way around, if anything.
Yeah. Just looking through, I was looking through screenshots from the commercial or the trailer that we got, and this looks like it's going to be a diverse region. I'm interested to see how big this is going to be because, I mean, just in these pictures, we see very Mediterranean coast vibes with the houses and stuff. I mean, there's a winter area, there's a desert area, heavily wooded, the plains that look like they're the vast majority, more of a dry savanna, large cliffs areas. It's going to be interesting.
That you can jump off of.
Well, if Legends Arceus is anything, then yes, you can. The question is, will you survive?
Probably not, no. Oh, well, getting back to the schools, though, I am kind of curious as to, what's the dynamic going to be like with the other students? Is it just going to, is it going to be like Mystery Dungeon for a while where you're kind of stuck there and then after a bit it's like, oh, okay, you can go off on your own? Or are you just going to be stuck in school the whole day doing missions and whatnot? Or assignments?
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to being with the other students, because the other students are going to be other players, I mean, throughout the trailer, they're shown being friendly to each other, so I don't think there's going to be too much of a rivalry thing going on. It could be that it'd be interesting if the professors have a rivalry. I know you said you didn't like the idea, but they're the only ones that have a rivalry. The schools themselves get along just fine. It's just the professors.
Yeah, I if they find a way to make it comedic and just so over the top that the others are just like, yeah, we're cool with each other, yeah, that's fine, and then I'll find a way to do it. I just really didn't like it for Legends Arceus because it felt like their characters just existed to bicker. Like I said, I really liked Irita's story. I just felt like focus on that more rather than the feud, especially since it just kind of ended with, oh, thanks for solving the problem for us. I'm like, y'all could have done this on your own. I'm going back to bed. Well, I'm going to go back and hang out with Akari.
Let's see. I'm just looking through anything else.
And if we're cooking in this game, I want to cook potato mochi.
That could be. That's been so popular these last few months.
Yeah, and then that jerk's just like, oh, I'll happily thank you, potato mochi. No, you tried to kill me. Go away. But I guess my thing is, when it comes, are we overthinking the school aspect? Is it just going to be, oh, you go to school, now you've graduated, here's your starter Pokemon? Because I feel like, I don't know, a tiny part of me also thinks maybe the school thing is just a trailer thing and less of a gameplay thing.
I could see that. I could see it also being that, okay, this semester your goal is to become a Pokemon champion, and you have to go out on an adventure to become that, and that's literally your assignment.
And if you don't become champion,
then you fail and get held back, and your starter Pokemon, no matter if you've leveled them up to level 100, is taken back and given to some new kid next year.
And it's de-evolved.
Yep.
But, so, what do you think the gimmick's gonna be? Because everyone's like, Gen 6 was Mega Evolution, Gen Z moves, and Gen 8 was Gigantamax and Dynamax. Let me ask you this. At the end of the second trailer, when the Pokeball flew by across the screen, did you think that was anything, or was that just a, look, we did something cool?
I could see it being either. At first I thought, oh, we're getting maybe a bit of a reveal. I really don't know because maybe type changes of some kind with that, like being a prism or something. It could be that they're okay. If you use this item with this move, it changes to a new. You can select a new type of like 3 types, and but that seems like it would be really unfair because then you could make like any move.
I mean,
Uh,
I think somebody has theorized that could have something to do with Legends Arceus. Like you can catch the Pokemon within their Hisuian forms or use them in their Hisuian forms or something like that. And that would be cool, but that shouldn't be a main function considering very few Pokemon go through that.
yeah, I mean, I'm glad you brought it up. I don't think this is going to happen, but you brought it up earlier with the anime where Ash has got his Mega Evolution band, his Gigantamax band, and his Z Crystal band. It's like, is that what all crammed onto that glove, and they're just turning it away so we can't see it because they never showed the upside, so we don't know what's actually on one side of it for the most part.
I really hope not. But like, don't get me wrong. I would have loved if we had continued Mega Evolution, especially for Pokemon like Flygon. Fun fact: Flygon was actually supposed to get a Mega Evolution, but the person in charge, I think, was suffering from like writer's block or something, and they couldn't come up with anything. So, as much as I would have liked that, at the same time, though, I like getting new gimmicks and experimenting because at
Mhm.
one point or another, we would have gotten sick of Mega Evolution if it just kept popping in and out.
Yeah, it's in my opinion, it's still the best of the 3 major gimmicks we've gotten.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what they've done this time, whether it's like people are always talking about Pokemon armor, which I still don't think is going to happen.
I'm not sure I want it to happen in all honesty. Okay, explain just in case for anybody. Like, what do you mean by Pokemon armor?
So this one's been around for a long time. I think since they announced that Mega Evolution wasn't going to be the main gimmick of Sun and Moon, that Pokemon would be able to battle in some sort of armor that just increases their stats. It's similar to Mega Evolution and Dynamaxing and all that. Just they stay small and get armor somehow. I don't. No one's ever been able to explain it that well to me as like a how they would want it implemented, and so I've never really thought of it as like the best option.
Yeah, I mean, you know what other types of who else has bands on their hands that have to do with catching Pokemon? Wes and Michael.
Okay.
Shadow Pokemon.
Oh, that could be an interesting gimmick of going out and purifying Pokemon. I'm trying to think if it's maybe it has something to do with you can you can use time to advance certain Pokemon to a new form. Whether like through like if you're in playing Scarlet, you can advance them back to a prehistoric form where they become larger and stronger, more dinosaur-like, and then if you're playing Violet, you get a more futuristic version. That could be the thing, I guess. That would be interesting.
That could work, or you just do it to your opponent's Pokemon, and they're like old and decrepit, and then you just push them over. I'm like, I win.
It could also be that, okay, if it's going to affect the opponent's Pokemon, you could de-evolve one of their Pokemon during a battle.
That'd be so messed up.
So, like, you come up against someone who's got, like, a level 100 Metagross, and you turn it back into a Beldum.
You want to use Psychic? Oh, that's right. You can only use Takedown. Sucks to suck. But I think I'd say I'm excited about it. I'm more intrigued than excited, but like I said, it just felt so fast. Like we got spoiled with all these games and like, oh, there's another one coming. Oh, there's another one coming, which does kind of ruin the experience. Like the second you get one game, you're like, when's the next one coming out?
Yeah, I can understand that. I'm looking forward, and I think this will be a good game. It's going to be different because of how Because the thing I wanted to talk about though was this almost makes Sword and Shield feel like a test bed for a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Which is fine because I enjoyed Sword and Shield, but if this is like 100% open world, like they're kind of claiming it's going to be, Sword and Shield was just a test bed to see if they could do an open world Pokemon area, which they kind of did. The Pokemon always stayed in one area, so I'm interested to see about that. Will Pokemon walk through different areas, even if it's not going like, I don't mean like a Venonat walking across the fields into the desert area or something. I mean, if it's by the desert area, it crosses that border. They just never seem to cross the borders in the other game.
Yeah, but we have to also emphasize that just because a video game is open world, that doesn't automatically mean it's going to be good. I played plenty of bad open world games. I want to talk about them right now, but like it's because we have to emphasize, because everyone says, "Oh, open world, open world, open world." I'm like, just be careful what you wish for, guys. Just be careful about that.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this isn't too hard to explore, that they'll still give you good objectives of, okay, well, you need to go face a gym. Here's the gyms you haven't faced yet, kind of thing. Maybe, or if you have the ability to easily get hints of where you need to go. Because, I mean, if it's 100% open world, then they may not tell you exactly, hey, go do all this stuff. It's like, so you have to literally explore the entire map just to find the one thing you were looking for.
I mean, I have heard rumors that this is just a theory someone has, that that there will be gyms, but the gyms will be for each and every single type.
I mean, the only ones that I think that have technically been revealed were supposedly a grass, a fire, and a earth gym, or a ground gym.
I'm gonna let you get away from that, but yeah. Yeah, I guess I think it feels like a lot though. It's like 18 gyms, and people have also been theorizing that there's going to be a new type. Some people say light, some people say sound. I never know though.
Yeah, supposedly that came from the big circle that we saw at the beginning of the first trailer, but people have calculated based on the number we were able to count and with the colorings that there's not a new type supposedly as well. But I could see it going either way. Because it's about time we get something new to, not a new gimmick, but something new to the base game.
Yeah.
Whether it's a new type, a new evolution, which everybody keeps saying is going to happen, but I'm still waiting on that.
Well, let's talk about this. There are 8 evolutions, well, not including Eevee itself, and this is Gen 9. That's all I got.
Yeah, I still think that this really could be. That's how Chloe's part of Journeys is going to end, is that her Eevee is going to evolve into a new type that hasn't been discovered, and it's going to be the new evolution. That's pretty much where I'm at right now.
And I'll say, thanks for wasting our time. No, or plot twist. It doesn't evolve. That's the gimmick. That's the gimmick I brought up earlier. It gets corrupted and becomes a shadow Eevee, and then she has to save it. I just miss Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness. Those games were so, like I said, they could just continue stuff like that. But I want to be too hard on them this time, because I actually am looking forward to Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah. So how do you feel about what's been revealed as the new Pokemon Center design, Pokemon Center Pokemart thing?
It looks weird. It looks like a kiosk.
I felt like, okay, they're gas stations, because they seem to be on like every other corner, and they have advertisements and a place to heal, a place to buy, and I'm guessing the last one's going to be where you can exchange Pokemon at that point, but I'm hoping that they keep the gimmick where you can actually just access it anywhere, because it's so much better.
No, I don't know. The game gets a little too easy at that point. Let me put it this way: when Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee was like, "Oh, hey, you can change Pokemon at literally anywhere you want," I never used it. Not until I got into town, because I'm like, that just feels like cheating at that point.
I mean, I never use it when I was playing the story, but I use it it's convenient if you're doing different activities like Pokemon breeding and stuff like that. It makes sense for that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I can somewhat understand that. I will say though, I have hope for this game in terms of like I said, one of the biggest problems I have with Legends Arceus was I feel like it took itself a bit too seriously. I don't think I'm going to have that problem this time around.
No, I don't think we'll have any issues with that. It seems like they're going to be, how to put it, good, almost classic feeling Pokemon but way updated. That's the big thing, is this looks like it's going to be a major overhaul.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. And like I said, one of the things I loved about Sword and Shield and just other types of games, the interactions between your Pokemon. If we keep the function of let's let all of our Pokemon out, or a couple of our Pokemon out, let's see them interact with each other, play with each other, bicker with each other. Heck, all these years later, I still want to see your Pokemon training against each other. Like, you can battle each other, that sort of thing. And especially if there are no other trainers around.
Which does bring up a good point, that there does appear to be Pokemon following in this game.
Yeah.
The question is, I'm hoping it's better than Sword and Shields, just that the Pokemon are able to actually keep up with you.
Yeah.
Because that was, I mean, if it doesn't make sense that it's going to be able to keep up with you, have it hop on your shoulder when you're running through, or something like that.
Would be cool.
But I don't want my Pokemon to be 3 miles back and disappearing every 5 seconds to appear and then have to start its run animation just to fall behind again and then disappear and reappear again.
That's something Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee did really, really well. Like, your Pokemon were pretty much always with you. Heck, you could ride on top of some of them for certain stuff.
Yeah, I have a feeling that, again, HMs are probably never coming back to the games.
Works for me.
And we'll probably have, I imagine it'll be similar to the rideshare Pokemon from the Sun and Moon, or the leader, what are they called? The Guardian Pokemon? Whatever they're called from
something like that.
Arceus, where they're those chosen by Arceus.
Yeah, well, then again, to be fair, the Pokemon Rangers games did that first. Like, you would draw a sign, and then like an Entei would show up and help you.
Yeah, so I could see them doing that. I feel like this is going to continue that sort of thing. Maybe it'll be that you can assign a Pokemon to do different things, and they have different speeds. So, like, if you have something that's supposed to climb cliffs, and you pick Sneasel, it'll be fine. But then if you pick, if Sneasler's in the game, you pick that, and it can climb faster for you. That would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I could find a way to be okay with that. But do we have? I'm gonna be honest. It feels like I don't know what else we have. I don't know what else they've given us besides people leaking stuff or coming up with it on their own. And I'm just not interested in that. I need to know hardcore facts.
There really isn't much. I mean, we've gone over the multiplayer. We've gone over the officially leaked Pokemon. There's stuff that's been leaked, but again, we can't trust it until it's official, or either officially revealed or we get the names. So
yeah, we talked about people. We talked about people thirsting over the professors. We talked about that. So
let's see.
I don't know what else we have.
Yeah, there's really not much, because we haven't even been told what the names of the characters are going to be. So at this point, they're Scarlet and they're Violet.
Yeah. I mean, the Scarlet makes sense. Like, naming somebody Scarlet and naming somebody Violet, I mean, those are traditionally female names, but I don't know. They've come up with weirder names for characters.
Yeah, so for right now, we'll just continue to call them that, I guess, until we know more about who's who and all that, which I'm assuming the names may be revealed beforehand. They may not. We just never know.
Maybe, but then again, and all this might not matter to in a year and a half when we do our what would Scarlet and Violet be like in the Pokemon anime video, and we're just not gonna have that much to say.
Ash thinks they're lame and beats them up.
Yeah, why not? He's a horrible person, so works for me.
No, but I think that's about it. Until we get another trailer, and if it reveals anything major for us, there's really not much more to talk about right now.
Yeah, so are we ready to close out?
I think so.
So, ladies, gentlemen, and others, what do you think of Scarlet and Violet in terms of the reveals so far? Do you think it's good, bad, any hopes or fears? Just anything along those lines. What starters are you thinking about getting? What version? Just anything. Let us know.
Exactly. And again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and just share us if you find it interesting that what we talk about on all of these different videos.
Or if you don't, then at least make like a drinking game out of it with your friends or something. As long as you're like you're the legal age and you're responsible, then and not driving, then it's good. It's good. But I want to hear stories about that. That as long as they have happy endings.
Exactly.
But anyways, we will see you next time. This has been Alex.
And Richard.
And you have been listening to the Anime Egotists. Good night, and peace easy.